DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, it's Sunday evening. I actually don't have my watch on, so let's see, what time is it? It's 7:30 over here. And as usual, the battery. No, it should be enough. Yeah, 7:30 in the evening, so the weekend is almost over. Yeah, Mrs. DC's off to work. Well, actually off. She'll be coming back around, I don't know, 9:30, 10 later on. So I've had the chance earlier. I've had a few Skypes. I Skyped with my mom. I Skyped with Irene Tweetness and Dave. And I was supposed to Skype with one of my cousins, but once I tried to get her, she wasn't around anymore. She tried to Skype me before. Yeah. So what is it all about? Well, it's kind of getting to roots, isn't it? I mean, like, of course, family. No discussion there. Those are roots. Irene and Dave, well, they're family. They're family now. So they're part of the roots. But the roots I was talking about is little things that were around even when you were a child. Now, I come originally from Canada, and even more precisely from Quebec. My dad's French-speaking. So in the French-speaking part of Quebec, there was a show called, let me see, where is it? Oh, it's over here. Called Les Belles Histoires des Pays d'en Haut. So it was about, I won't say a local miser who basically controlled the whole part of his world, married through payment of debt. The most lovely lady there, the most loving lady, and so on. And what I've got over there is, just quickly, I just paused it. It's the black and white version. Yeah, I'll get this back now. The black and white version. So those shows are from the 50s. I had the DVDs, like you just saw before, of the season. Many of those shows don't exist. I mean, they're patchwork in the 50s because Radio Canada didn't know how to store their stuff at the time. And they've lost, actually, a lot of footage of those early shows. When I say getting back to my roots, I like this because it shows. The show was based probably in the 1880s, but my family goes back, actually, the French side of the family goes back to the colonization. So basically, working around, I was going to say, with the Indians and moving, go basically getting those woods out there, making the farms from where there were forests, all the work that goes into that. And those shows, once you're here, were the ones that my grandparents, the ones that my parents, and we had to watch as children. It was like just part of being in a family where there was at least one member that was French speaking. It was like hockey night in Canada. It was. You did not miss two things when I was a kid. You didn't miss out on hockey night in Canada, English or French speaking. And if you were French speaking, you didn't miss out on Les Belles Histoires des Pays d'en Haut, which people would call Séraphin. That was the name of the main person. Now, why am I bringing that? Well, I guess it's sometimes with age, you like to go back and revisit things that you knew as a kid. And actually, as a kid, we used to find that story boring as heck. When I go back now, I find it everything but boring because it is a picture of not only what fashioned my parents, what fashioned my grandparents. The only person that might know this of my subs is Feckwig, so Andy, because he was also brought up in Quebec, but he was more on the English-speaking side, so maybe they were not forced to watch this. Having said that, though, in Quebec, the French-speaking generation didn't really change much until early mid-60s. And I'm barely exaggerating when I'm saying that aside from the technological advances, not much changed in Quebec between the beginning of the 1900s up to 1960. Yes, of course, technology changed, but the mentalities, the politics and everything, the hold of the Catholic Church on families, churches, and all type of institutions, all that changed in the mid-60s. But, I mean, I was born before that, nevertheless, in the late 50s. So, when I look at that, I can see, to use a nice word, the archetypes of our larger family. I mean, the woodsmen in our family, which were up in the north, clearing out the woods. It's the same that you see on this show. And, I mean, this show would be theoretically 30, 40 years, at least in the history period, before, in the same type of period that my great-grandfather was there. So it fits. So when I look at these shows, I feel that I'm really watching and seeing, almost up to a point, family history. Do you have anything like that? I mean, I know we always talk about historical shows, but this is an iconic show in the French-speaking part of Canada. And I know for a fact that they're doing a remake of it. I've seen the first show of the remake. And it fills in the gaps. I mean, it shows actually, it's less politically correct. That's kind of funny, actually. It's more anti-clerical, so maybe it is not quite as it was then. But still, I mean, it's less politically correct in the sense that television shows then didn't show all the gore and all the, everything else. Well, so this new one does. Probably too much. Yeah, why am I bringing that? I guess it's just because there's this thing about getting close to 60, realizing, that some things in life are important, and roots are one of them. Where did you come from, and where are you going? Because often where you come from will show where you're going, because it might be that you're happy where you came from. It might be that you're not happy at all. And one way or another, that is going to condition where you're going. So it's nice to have this image, this imprint in the past, even though it's an old television show. Yeah, old television shows. That might be another vlog one time. I got loads of DVDs of old television shows that we used to watch. Mostly English speaking, yeah. But anyway, that's for another vlog. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. So I'm going to go back into time. Bye.